Shalom. All praises, blessings, glories, and honors to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Racha, Kwadash. And double honors to my elder apostles and bishop elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth, as well of men of like mind. Shalom wa chasad, which means peace and mercy to the elect of the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelite foreigners of the seed line of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, scattered here in America, which is Babylon the Great, and abroad. To you I say Shalom, beginning with the 144,000 prophets, and Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, willing, this lesson is edifying. My name is Kwanawath, and in today's lesson, we will comment on the verse of today, which is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13, in the GNT, which, Lord's willing, I will also read in the KJV and NLT. In the GNT, it reads, every test that you have experienced is a kind that normally comes to people. But Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, keeps his promise. And he will not allow you to be tested beyond your power to remain firm. At the time you are put to the test, he will give you the strength to endure it, and so provide you with a way out. From the Blue Letter Bible app in the KJV, it reads, there hath no temptation taken you such is common to man. But Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Now in the NLT, it reads, the temptations in your life are no different from what others experience. And Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand. When you are tempted, he will show you a way out so that you can endure. And so this is a message of assurance, reassurance, and comfort to the Lord's elect, in that whatsoever is brought upon us in the form of various temptations, the Heavenly Father Yahweh, through his Son Yahweh Shai, is faithful and will not suffer us to be tempted above that which we are able to bear, but will, with the temptation, also make a way for us to escape, so that we may be able to bear our temptations, endure our temptations through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So again, brothers and few sisters, the Lord will not allow us to be tempted more than we can stand. Now let's examine the word temptation here in 1 Corinthians. The word Temptation is from the Strong's G, which stands for Greek, 3986.
Strong's G, 3986, pyrasmas,
Which means an experiment, attempt, trial, proving. And so a temptation is an experiment, a trial, a proving of what? The trial of man's fidelity, which fidelity means faith, integrity. The word integrity means honesty, uprightness, morals, morality, nobility, high-mindedness, right-mindedness, noble-mindedness, virtue, decency, fairness, trustworthiness, virtue, goodness, good point, integrity, dignity, constancy, an enticement to sin. What is sin? 1 John chapter 3 verse 4 tells us that sin is a transgression of the laws of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which is wages, which a wage is a payment, is death. Okay? Temptation, whether arising from the desires or from the outward circumstances. So temptations, which are trials, which are provings, experiments from Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai to measure a man's integrity, a man's trustworthiness, a man's morality, a man's uprightness, a man's righteousness, arises from the desires or from outward circumstances. So whether it be from one's own desires or from outward circumstances that one is faced with, these are where temptations arise from, which are all ultimately provings, trials, experiments, examinations from Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. A good example is keeping the Sabbath holy. On the Sabbath, you ought not to be exercising, for example, right? Ought not to be going to the gym to work out on the Sabbath. Ought not to be watching any competitive sport like boxing, for example, on the Sabbath. Ought not to be having sex on the Sabbath. And these are things that the spiritual demon Satan, through the left-hand side, all right, of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, uses and can use to entice us, all right, to entice members of the Lord's elect, but the Lord's elect will always overcome through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay. Now, from the Merriam-Webster's dictionary, all right, the word temptation from the Merriam-Webster's dictionary means the act of tempting or state of being tempted, especially to evil, enticement. So I just gave a basic example of some forms of enticement, some forms of temptation, right? That are all trials and provings from Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai to measure a man's integrity, his uprightness, his virtue, his honesty, all right? And no matter what we go through, the Heavenly Father Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, as it is written here, is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. So the Lord is not going to allow us to be tempted more than we are able to bear according to our measure, according to our lot, because the Lord is not unrighteous. The Lord is faithful. So much so that the Lord, but will, with the temptation, also make a way to escape. So the Lord is going to make ways for us to escape our temptations, our trials and tribulations, that ye may be able to bear it, endure it. The word endure means to be made hard. And in our sufferings, which is our patience, we are made hard. We are made to bear. We are made to endure. So again, in the KJV, it says, there hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man, right? So the things that we are tempted with and are tempted by are common to every member of the elect. And not just every member of the elect, but to every Israelite man and woman. Okay? But Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua is faithful. And it is written in the book of Sirach, the 2nd chapter, that my son, verse 1, Sirach chapter 2, verse 1, if thou come to serve the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, prepare thy soul for temptation. So when we come to serve the Lord is warning us to prepare our souls, prepare our hearts, prepare our minds for temptation, right? Prepare to be tested, prepare to be put through trials and tribulations that will be used to assess, that will be used to measure, that will be used to prove our integrity, our faith, our uprightness, okay? Our constancy in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. If thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright. Now the word aright means correctly. Now, let's see what it says on the etymology dictionary, just for edification's sake. I believe Elder Yashwamba had mentioned what the etymology of this word means recently in either one of his lessons or at one of the live camps. Aright, in a correct way, rightly, without error or fault. Set thy heart aright. Set thy heart in a correct way, rightly, without error or fault in spirit. All right, correctly. And constantly endure. The word endure means to make hard. And we are constantly made hard through sufferings, through trials and tribulations, through temptations that the Lord delivers us from. And make not haste in time of trouble. So make not haste. Let us not be swift in time of trouble to, be fearful. To just say, you know what, man, I just want to be taken out of this temptation. No, it's necessary for our growth. The Lord said to constantly endure. Now, things are easier said than done, but the Lord has allowed us to understand the perspective which the perspective is the bigger picture of why we're going through what we're going through. All right, these things are necessary for our growth. So make not haste in time of trouble. It says to cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. So when we cleave unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the Lord increases us at our last end, at the end of our trials and tribulation. Okay? Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire, an acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. And with adversity comes temptations, manifold temptations, manifold hell, sufferings, man. But they're all necessary to make us stronger in the spirit, to endure through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So, finishing off in the NLT, 1 Corinthians, what was it, 10 and 13. In the NLT, it says, the temptations in your life are no different from what others experience. And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand. When you are tempted, when you're tried, when you're being proved, all right, when you're being proven, when our faith is being examined, he will show you a way out, right? The Lord's going to show us ways out of our temptations. He's going to create ways for us to be delivered so that you can endure, because it's going to increase our faith, all right, to endure, because we got to endure. It's not an easy walk, but we still got to endure nonetheless, because that's what it takes. Okay, that's what it takes, man. Got to endure. And again, things are easier said than done, but we have to endure. We have no choice. We have to pray for more faith, pray for more endurance in our patience and our sufferings. So finishing off, don't want to be long-winded. In the GNT of 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13, every test that you have experienced is the kind that normally comes to people. But Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai keeps his promise, and he will not allow you to be tested beyond your power to remain firm. At the time you are put to the test, he will give you the strength to endure it, and so provide you with a way out. So that way out the Lord is going to provide us with is the strength to endure whatever we got to go through. You know? So with that, I say shalom to the elect. I pray this lesson was edifying. Lord, I'll catch you in the next. Shalom.